Okay, now that we have the server with its own IP address and we can access it with some other computer on our network, we need to set up directory and file permissions so that we can log in and edit it from somewhere else, just like you've been doing with our server at school. Let me show you using Windows, just because you're familiar with it, basically what we're going to do. So in Windows, what we have come to call the root directory. We didn't come to call it, that's what it's called. In Linux, Unix, root is the beginning, and there's nothing above it. In Windows, that would be C. C isn't contained in something. Everything that you use for the operating system is inside of C. Okay, so C var www html, and that's empty. Maybe a little side note, on your computer you probably don't have a directory var or www or html. I made that here to sort of simulate so you'd understand in your mind, you'd have sort of a picture of what we're doing over here. And then inside that HTML directory, we're going to need to make a new document like that. Okay, that's how we did it in Windows, using a graphic user interface, GUI. We could do that here, by the way. That looks very similar, and we can, that's root. Again, over here it's C drive, that's root on the Linux machine, and we could go down to var and then www and HTML, and it's empty just like that, and we want to make a directory, although when I go to click here I don't have new, it's not exactly the same. And besides, you know what? I want you to know that it exists, but maybe it was bad of me to show it to you. I don't know. Don't use it. Use your brain and the terminal. It's so much, not just cooler, but it's more powerful, and you'll be a lot more efficient. So let's, in the terminal, change directory, cd. And then let's change to root. Remember over here it was C, and in a Linux system it's always just /root. Let's change to C, and we're just going to follow this directory structure. So var /www/html. Okay, and that was easy. And these commands hopefully make sense. And we can see here in the prompt that we're in the HTML directory. Let's list it. It's ls, which shows us there's nothing in the directory. So let's make a file. We need sudo touch and then the name of the file that we want to make. By the way, we need sudo because user Greg doesn't have permission to make files or directories inside of the HTML directory. We're going to see that in a minute. So now if we list, remember I'm in the HTML directory, so if I do the list command, it's going to show me everything inside of the HTML directory. So that's nice to know, but I also want to know what are the permissions on that file. So with -L, I get sort of a longer list that shows me more information. So I still see the name of the file, but all this other information. Root, that's not a mistake. The first word that you see here is the owner, and the second is the group. And so there's a user that owns this file and a group that has a special access to this file, and then there's everything else. Those three things that I just said are right here. So that is the root, that's the owner. The owner can read and write this file. The group associated with the file can read the file, and everybody else can also just read the file. So if you know what I'm saying, Greg, can Greg edit this file? No. I can read it though, but I can't do anything else with it. And I'm the web developer. I need to be able to edit that file and access it. I hope that makes sense. So let's change who owns the file. And for that matter, let's change the group. because maybe before we go on, Apache web server, that's the web server software that we installed. Apache needs to be able to read this file and do things with it. I hope that makes sense. So the web developer needs to personally be able to edit the file, and then the web server needs to be able to work on the file and serve the file as well. So let's sudo change ownership chown, ch own chown, and let's change the ownership to Greg as the user that owns the file, and then also the group Apache can work on this file, and let's apply these file permissions to index.html, and then let's list and make sure that that change was applied. It was? Okay, so now we've got Greg can read and write, Apache can only read, and everyone else can only read. Let's make that a little more restrictive with chmod. We're going to modify permissions on this. Let's do 6, 4, whoops, sorry. Now let's do 660, and let's make those changes to index.html. Now these numbers, there's 1, 2, 3, correspond to 1, 2, 3. So we're going to apply that, and then we're going to list and look again, and you can see that 660 changed this to 6, 6, and 0. Before it was, I'm going to guess that was 6, 4, and 4. We could find out. You don't have to do this on your computer, but just, maybe watch. Looks like maybe it was this. Yeah, does that make sense? So those numbers correspond to different permissions. The highest or the most permissive you could give here is 777. And now everybody can read and write this. Anyone in the world that can access this file could write it. Never do 777. It occurred to me to show you because I'm changing these numbers, and I'm afraid you might start experimenting. It's not terrible to experiment to some degree, but it's much more secure. I hope you understand here that Greg can read and write it. Apache can read and write it, but nobody else can write it. And in fact, really something even more secure would be which means, I think, right, that I can read and write it. Apache can only read it, and nobody else can even know of its existence. That's pretty restrictive. I think that would totally work for us, though, by the way. But if I ran into any problem, I would change it back to 660. I think maybe I'll leave it there. Maybe it's not maybe. Better to start more secure, right? And then if that's a problem, open it up a little bit. That's a better option than having it wide open, get hacked, and then try to close the doors after the bad person's already in. Okay, so that's set up. So now I should be able to, you know what? Yeah, I think I have an appointment coming. I think I could do this in 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna, like old school with text, edit this file. Okay, so one more time. Oh, here's a good time to show you a new trick. Control L will just sort of clear the screen. By the way, it's still there. If I wanted to go back, I could scroll up, but just Control L will reset the screen. It's getting pretty cluttered. So let's just list it one more time. Okay, so now I'm going to use, I shouldn't have to do sudo anymore because Greg has permission to edit that file. Remember how we started out. So I should be able to just do nano index.html, and let's do some old school coding here, and I'll probably fast forward because who wants to watch me write code? Okay, so now I'm going to save it. Yeah, I had no trouble doing that. Oh gosh, by the way, I better do that again and show you what the heck it was. I said I would talk about it and I didn't. So Nano is just a straight editor, but it's not GUI. There's no mouse in here that works. You have to do everything this way. And at the end, down at the very bottom there, you see I want to exit. Okay, well, actually what I want to do is save, but in order to save, I have to exit first. It's sort of quirky when you're used to a different system. So Control X. Let me make a change. I'm just going to use the up arrow here. Okay, so I want to save that, but first I have to exit. So Control X is to exit. I get this little message prompt down at the bottom. Should we save the modified buffer? Yes. And should we save it to that name? And I'm just going to hit enter. But if I wanted to save it as a new file, I could change the name and hit enter. Okay, so that saved it. Great. So here's what's kind of cool, right? This directory structure should work. That file has content and it should be readable by Apache, meaning if I use a different computer to ask the server to show me the root directory, it should send me the index automatically. So let's just verify here, ifconfig. What's the IP address? 1051.2.2. So 1051. Woohoo! It works. Isn't that cool? I mean, yeah. So tell you what, I'm going to stop here, and in the next video, now that we have permissions set up and we can verify that we're definitely connecting from another machine, let's look at how to sign in with like Notepad++ or some other editor, and then you'll be able to work like a real developer on your own server. F10 stops the video.